Welcome to the Social Circle, where creators come together to turn ideas into impact and goals into a reality. I am Candace, and this is
Jennifer. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This is another really good episode. I think it's going to kind of help explain that next part after what now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so what do we do after a post takes off, right? What we're always searching for that viral post, but what do we do after? And that's what we're going to talk about today. And I do want to address that we have taken a couple of weeks off here because we had some technical issues, but we're back. We didn't disappear. We're not going anywhere. We're in it for the long haul.
Yes,
So
we are.
thank you. Yeah, thanks to our listeners for waiting and sticking it out. And we're sorry. It was my fault. I had a bunch of technical issues, but we're back, baby.
That's the world of socials and trying to do all this online stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm back to my cute little pink microphone. And my other microphone, we're getting figured out with the brand. So,
Awesome. Good news.
Mayano, I need your help. So,
Glad
but
you are back.
yes, let's get back to our topic today because, like we said, you're always trying to get the good video, right? You're trying to get the right video that either goes viral or just gets you a bunch of engagement, right? It could be your level of viral. It doesn't have to be, a million views. It's your level of virality. And the biggest thing with that comes engagement, because that's really what we're all searching for is engagement. So, what do you do after that happens? Because this is where a lot of us, right, myself included, um, don't know what to do next. Do we just keep posting like regular? Do we ride the wave? What is it that we're supposed to do? And most creators like me think the hard part is getting the views, but honestly, it's what happens after because that's when you kind of have to think outside the box. And we're going to talk about all of that today. So,
Right on.
let's get into you know what? Honestly, I had one that unexpectedly went viral. I was asking a question about birds and birds on power lines because I asked three people and they
Yeah.
didn't know. And then I called my son and he Googled it and I'm like, "Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'm going to ask it on my social media because this is going to be a big conversation." And it was. I think I have more comments than all the others, the likes, the shares, the saves, whatever. But
Yeah.
it ended up being a hit because I'm able to show my personality in it, right? So now what do I do with it, right? That's the next step. What do I do? And you can do a couple of different things to kind of keep that momentum going. What would be
Definitely.
yeah, what would be like and the easiest thing that
Pin
you
the
could
right
think of?
content. I think that would be the first option to like spring into action right when that first viral gets over 500,000 views and you're getting hundreds of thousands of comments or likes or all the things that come along with that. Make sure that you're adding the right content so that you're strategically guiding new people into your purpose of why you have the account for them. A lot of
Yeah.
people will just randomly post or pin to their top of their feed just anything that they thought was important for the people who are watching. That's where you kind of, weed out a lot of people. They see that and they're like, well, that's not related to me unintentionally. You're not doing that on
Right.
purpose. This is why you want to put your best intro post out there first so that people understand who you are, why the account is there for them. Then they can move on. They can keep looking at everything else.
Yeah.
You want to also add in there because I think in Instagram specifically on their platform, unless this will change after I say this today, you can have at least
Which could
three.
happen.
You can have three pinned posts at the top of your feed. And so it'll be under your bio. You'll have your photo, your blurb about why you're there, your links about how to reach you. And then underneath that, there can be highlight options. And then under that, that's where your reels will start. And your first three boxes there You can have your best posts, the ones that are your intro posts that explain why you're there. Like I said, your most high relating, high performing post, the one that hit the best volume of people for a reason, right? You
Yeah.
did something right in the formula of that post. And then, a soft conversation post that just kind of matters to everybody else. It doesn't have to be the best of what you've come out with. It's just something to connect you again to the people because we talk about connection a lot here.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe going viral is the only focus of getting anyone to buy or, you know, get anything from you. That's
Right.
not what we want you to do. We want you to connect with your people.
Yeah, and so on Instagram, you can pin three posts and you can pin three reels, and they can
Correct.
be different. So just keep that in mind as well. But if somebody goes to your account from a reel, it's going to hit your posts first. So like you said, have your intro stuff there. Have the information that's about you because that's where they're going to go first if they come from a viral video and go to hit that follow button.
Definitely. I know I've done that. I'm guilty of that. I get a viral video pop in my feed and I go and I look at the person. I see, well, why do I want to watch them? Is there
Right.
anything else I can get out of this? Is this just a
Is it a
one-off?
one-off? Yeah. I
And a
know.
lot
How
of
did
the
I know you were
time,
going to say that? We just
because
said
it's
that
what
in unison.
we all think that,
Yeah.
that's the why is this here? I need to go find out more. We're naturally a curiosity driven as it is.
Yeah.
So when you're going through someone's viral video, right? You're going to start stalking everything. You're going to look at all the other videos. I do it too. Um, you're going to read what they have in their bio.
Yeah.
Questions that you want to ask yourself that we got to cover real quick here. How clear is your intro statement about yourself? What is your
Yeah.
purpose there? What are you doing to serve people? That should be in your first line. Your second line should be a little of your qualifications. It doesn't have to be very specific. We only want to have minimal as possible, right? This should be your giant exit sign. McDonald's this way,
Right.
vacation this way, right? When you're on the highway and you're driving, you're paying attention to the green sign on the roadway with just the number of the exit, right? This is what that should be. Similar to that. Very simple, very quick, very easy to understand within a fraction of a second, because we are all scrolling so fast. And then is the rest of your content easy to understand? That's also something that you kind of want to audit, but you should have already been
Yeah.
doing this if you've been listening to us, right?
Right.
And then
That's true.
your profile photo. Do we like how the picture looks? Is it clearly a good representation of you? So just a few of those things to keep in mind. And for the Circle Hack, Candace, what would you like to share with the Circle Hack today?
I mean, pretty much just what you said. And in
Okay,
case you don't know, if you're new to our podcast, first of all, welcome. But second of all, a circle hack is just a quick little bite-sized piece of information that we share with you that we want you to just take and run with today. And pretty much just what Jennifer said, look at your profile like a stranger would, right? Like your avatar, like your ideal follower would look at your profile and ask yourself those questions like Jennifer said, is your bio clear? Does it tell you in the first line, what are you going to do for your followers? What do you do for me? It should be number one, right? What do you do for me as a follower? Number two, what's your goal? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get people to a community? Are you trying to get people to just follow? Are you trying to get them to your Amazon storefront? There's so many. Are you trying to get them to get your free ebook? I mean, there's so many options you could put in there, but those are the things you want to put in your bio. And then your profile photo. And don't overthink this stuff, guys. That's the other circle hack. Don't overthink it because, oh my goodness, I remember overthinking my profile picture, my bio. I would change my bio like every week in the beginning. And I was just looking at my bio the other day. I'm like, man, I should really like update this at some point.
just it. And I want to say that is the beauty about the bio is that can be very fluid. You can change that as often as you need to as you create or change because we are all going to be starting in one place and ending in a completely different place and zigzagging the whole way just to get to the end.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to try out some kind of an idea in your bio at first. I know we've had conversations with previous individuals who that was their sole focus was redoing their bio every other day, but not
Right.
making content that was matching to the bio. They weren't
Right.
focusing on creating better content. They focused on creating a better bio. And that didn't matter because they weren't drawing attention to their account. So keep that in mind is don't get caught up in is everything okay in the bio? That's changeable at some point in time. Just try to adjust, try to get a little closer each time you do it. So I want to get into the next part, which is content is everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't get anyone to read your bio if you can't get them to watch your content. So that's
Yeah.
what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, and with the viral or the big hit video, right? Do the do the your next pieces of content following up, right? And there's lots of different ways to do it. It's not just answering questions. It's not, there's lots of ways to do it, right? You can make a part two, right? Depending on what that video was, you can make a part two. Some of them you're not going to be able to do that, and I get that. But that's an easy thing to kind of piggyback off of that last successful video. I don't want to say viral. I just want to say successful, I think, because
Mhm.
I think sometimes you don't go viral. Like you just have a successful reel or a successful TikTok, right? Whatever.
And pointing it out too is that you can gain 3,000 followers off of a 700,000 view video. It doesn't have to be millions of people watching. People can get 500 million views on a reel, but get 300 follows. So
Right.
there's that disconnect. We got to remember that just because you get a ton of people looking at it, it does not mean that it reached the right number of people to say, I want to keep more of this in my feed. I want to keep watching this particular individual. Just
Yeah.
remember that every so often, would you guys?
That's a great tip too, because it's so true. It like that one video I was talking about in the beginning, I had a lot of engagement. I got some followers, but when you look at the amount of engagement and views compared to the number of followers, it's like, okay, this was kind of a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a one-off, but it again showed my personality, and it's something that I can repeat, which is another tip. Repeat that format in a different way, right? Or just revisit the topic from another angle. Those are kind of one and the same, but repeating the format, you're not going to do the exact same video, but you can do it in a different way.
And the way that you repeat, because this took a while for me to understand, right? I had to practice at this, is to study the structure of what happened, study the emotion that was felt, study the hook style that you used, study, the relatability behind the content that you're putting out there that got people to say, "Oh my God, I have to," right?
Yeah.
So that's the part that a lot of us don't even do. And
Me.
if we do,
Or
it's
didn't.
not
Now I
doing
do, but I
it's
didn't.
not clicking that that's what happened, and so they continue on. I've done it, Candace has done it, we've done it many times over. We constantly think, well, that one did really well, let me go try another idea that might do well
Right.
too. That's not
Let
the
me try
right
a
thing.
new idea, even though this one did well. Yeah. And that, honestly, guys, that took us a while. It took
Years
us a while to understand. Yeah.
too.
Seriously. And exactly. We don't want you to make that same mistake. So that's why we're telling you, just repeat the win in a different way. And
This is
another thing is answer questions, right? From the comment section. Do a video answering questions or replying to comments or whatever. And again, that may not go viral, but it's showing your personality. It's showing your community who you are. And you're building a community. You don't want to be fake. You want them to know who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, all of that, what you're there for.
100%. I think that's where you have to remember, you're not here to just chase after views. You want to get the retention period to stick.
Hmm.
And the retention period specifically is those first 1 to 3 seconds, and it matters. It really, truly does. Because if you can identify those first 1 to 3 seconds where somebody's going to stick past the 3 to 6 seconds, oh, then you're in the golden age, right? You
Amen.
understand it. Then you can start to pinpoint and what is it? Reverse engineer, right? You got to
Hmm.
reverse engineer the whole thing.
Yeah,
Once that first post of hundreds of thousands of views, lots of comments, likes, all the things, once that is out there, it's now become it's that crack that you've been waiting for. So I think
hmm,
that's where once you get that, anything after that is where people will decide to stay. And that's why you need to be that where we first talked about it is strategically applying your posts in certain
yeah.
places and things like that. So let's get
That's where
into
you go back to your content pillars.
exactly
Not worrying about doing something new, improving the things that you're already doing, looking at the successful post and saying, okay, now how can I do this with my other pillars? And a
Mhm.
great quote, don't chase the views, chase the retention. And that's a fact. That's something that we have really learned a lot lately with current our
mentor.
our
Yeah.
mentor. Yeah, thank you. I'm like, what is the word? But yeah, with our current mentor, it's all about retention and how long can you get them to stay. And we've talked about this in the past, right? When you're looking at a reel, you
Yeah.
want to look at how long, where did they drop off at?
Yeah.
Where did the people drop off at? And if you've got people that are watching 200% of your video, that means they watched it again. They came back. So there's something to that, and that's something that you should look into and study more so you can get that pattern down for you because everybody's going to be different, but it's all about the retention.
And that's the boring thing that a lot of coaches, gurus, mentors, they don't tell you about. One, they didn't learn it or do it themselves, so they don't know to tell you that, which I'm not faulting them for that. But if they're knowing it and they're not sharing that, that's unfair.
Yeah,
I think that's when to get into the game with creating content, sharing what they know, and then getting a payment back for it from somebody buying. I think that's where we get a little bit convoluted in, well, I went viral, so that's all I needed.
right.
This is the stuff behind the virality that does
Yeah.
you have to do this. This is a part of what keeps you viral.
Yeah.
What keeps your comment section um, constantly blowing up on every reel, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yes. And everybody's going to be different. So just remember that. Like
Exactly.
don't overthink it, but study it.
Yeah,
And I think
definitely agreed.
that's yeah. And like we were saying earlier, your comment section is free market research. Your comment section is free market research because the people in there are they're they're going to tell you, they're going to talk about what was confusing, what resonated, what they want more of, what they did like, what they didn't like, what they want to see more of. All of that is part of, I repeated myself there, but
It's okay.
whatever. You know what I'm
I
saying.
know.
Look in the comments, and also something that we did not know in the beginning, we did not realize, and it took me a while to kind of piece that together, like, oh, okay, well, I put this out and there's 5 people on here that are like, wow, I really feel this, or yes, cheering you on. And that's a repetitive formula because you're resonating with people and you're getting them, they're relating to you
Hmm.
in one way, shape, or form, whether it was through emotion, whether it was through whatever the reel was about, right? You're resonating with people and they want more of it. And that's a good place to look at, are these your ideal followers? If they are, how can I do more? Or how can I answer these? And I mean, you can just pop on the question on reels and talk about it. It's that I just called Jennifer last week. Was it last week or the week before when I was like, okay, so if I'm
Yeah.
just answering a question, do I need to repeat what the original reel was about? So listen, guys, we're constant students. We are constantly learning because we want to be able to help you again get there faster, cheaper, all of those things better than we did. So that's, I just, right? I
Hands down.
FaceTimed her. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so
Yep.
what
And I
should
think
I do here?
something that, and this struck me when I was like, well, use the comment section, right? Well, my first constructive feedback is, well, what if I'm not getting comments? Okay, go back
Yeah.
to the beginning, create the content that will get the comment. So don't be
Mhm.
fearful that you're not getting comments, right? That's because you're just not hitting the mark yet. You just have to keep testing those ideas to just see what's going to get the people to say, "Oh my God, that made me feel," or "Oh my God," that's where a lot of what we've talked about in the past is that you just have to test the different ideas to see. And a lot of this too comes from where you're getting your ideas from, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be all original. You can see what other creators that are, you want to be like them. What are they doing? Go find out. Go
Yeah.
study their account. Pick three of them, go through their reels, and find the ones that are just absolutely the cherry pickers, right? You want to just get those. Those are the easiest kinds of formats that they have done for their content and try to rework some of those. So,
Mhm.
again, this is where a lot of this stuff just kind of falls on top of each other. You have to do one thing to get the other. When you get those comments, though, that's where you get even better ideas for content. I love it when
Yeah.
I see people sharing someone else's comment and it's either a clapback or a this is how to improve or something along those lines. I love seeing
Yeah.
that because one, you are telling the viewer that left the comment, hey, I saw it, I'm going to talk to you now. And then that
Yeah.
brings that person back, which might bring along a whole bunch of other people. The algorithm does great things when you interact that way, and that's that community that we want you guys working on when you're doing all of this content creation.
Hmm. Yeah. And you you could even say, you could even do a reply video and say, "Oh, a lot of people were asking." There could have been nobody asking in the comments, but
That is
that's a
also
good
true.
yeah, there nobody could have asked, but people aren't going to scroll through the comments and be like, "Did people really ask?" Like,
Right.
you got some time on your hands if you could do that. Um,
Exactly.
you can you can clap back, like you said.
Mhm.
Controversy gets that engagement. Anything that where you have an opinion that you could stand 10 toes down on and you're sharing that opinion because you're going to filter out the people you don't want and you're going to bring in the people you do just by being yourself and responding to that with your opinion, and
Mhm.
even if it's controversial. You could do facts about whatever it is you're talking about, even if it's like a food, you were cooking something and people were asking questions, you can go back and do a reply video with exactly what they were asking for, right? The more you give to people, the more you're going to get.
I
So
think this is total side note, and I'm sorry for this one.
no.
In the current trend that I've been studying, I've been watching a lot of creators taking, for example, I think it's Kylie Jenner right now. She's got a video where she's making her iced coffee in the morning, and there's a creator clapping back, but not like, oh my God, you're dumb, but it's like a how do you not know kind of way. And it's
Right.
hilarious because you see Kylie and she's over here, I don't know how to make iced coffee. And the response is, I'm sorry, you're how old? Right? Kind of thing. Like, who doesn't know at a certain age how to do
Right.
something? And it's just funny because she took the comedic version of how she's clapping back on this Jenner video. And I've seen a lot of other creators doing a lot of you start with one person's video and then it's you in the response as the last like 3 seconds to the first
Yeah,
person's
a
first three
stitch or
seconds.
whatever,
The
right?
stitching. I don't think it's a stitch, but
I think
it
it's
is
a
a back and
stitch.
forth.
I think it's a stitch on TikTok, and on
Okay.
Instagram it's something else and I can't remember what it is.
I have
But
no idea what it's
it's
called,
like
but I'm
where,
loving it.
yeah, it's where the original video is in the beginning, right? And then you provide your
Well,
um
that is a stitch, what you're talking about, or a
oh, okay.
remix. What
Well,
I'm
yeah,
saying,
what are you
yeah.
talking about then?
What I'm saying is these creators are taking someone else's video and they're constantly switching back and forth as though it was a live interaction between this other person
Mm,
and the creator who I'm looking at now as the third party.
yes.
So it's very funny to see because I'm now getting a whole slew of ideas on how to do another reaction video or commentary video or something of those example like. So that's a I don't know if anybody else is seeing it or whatever, how long it's going to go on for. It's been a couple months now that I've been watching many creators watching other creators and then responding to their responses kind of
Yeah,
thing. So
Jordan the
funny.
Stallion does that a lot. I don't know if you
There.
follow him, but Charlie loves him. He's like one of his
Yes, I
faves.
have. I have. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. And there's that they do the comedic viewpoint of it all, and
Yeah.
I like that. So that's my style. But,
Yeah,
you
me
can
too.
always take it into a different avenue. Again, it matters on how you are trying to connect with your audience.
Right.
That's where this will um kind of elevate you above other people. So that's just a total side derail moment. I'm sorry for that
No,
one.
that was a good tip. Listen, we talk about this a lot. Read the emotional patterns, right? Read the room in the comments. Are people sad? Are they angry? Are they nostalgic, relieved? Do they feel seen? Do they feel triggered? Are they laughing? Is it comedic? Is it not? Are you driving some type of emotion
Mhm.
in your reels? And that's the real gold. Like that's the real gold is hitting an emotional triggering point for somebody. And it doesn't have to be a bad one. There's tons of emotions that people can feel. So just remember that because if you can hit that, like, man, I really feel this, or somebody complaining, like you said, I can't believe you don't know how to do this. You hit an
Mhm.
emotional, like you hit something that they were like, what? How do you not know?
Right. It's
So,
just your body's natural reactive response to what?
right,
And it's
exactly.
funny. It's just another idea. So if you're trying to figure out what is my first video going to be, there's a current trend that's happening right now. Go try one, see how it's going to react on, your audience of people. So
Yeah.
come back,
And we've
drop it
talked
in.
about trends
Want to check it
before.
out.
We've talked about trends before. Oh, hello, sir. Would you like to say hi to the audience?
Hello,
Hello, everybody.
hello.
um, we've talked about trends before. Check that episode out. I'll link it in the show notes. But we have an entire episode talking about trends and how you should do them or not do them. So,
And I think the next very important thing you have to remember on, capturing new followers is just to stop introducing yourself like a corporate robot. You've done this for a minute. You've tried different ideas. We get it. You need to let people feel the something, right? They
yeah.
see you and they need to either be reminded of someone or a feeling or a place or anything that, will just kind of focus on again the connection between you and them, right? So
Hmm.
instead of saying, "Hi, I'm Jennifer and I help," nobody wants that because you already
Right.
know what I'm here to do to you.
Right. Go to
And
my bio, it'll tell
you're gonna
you.
flip. Yes, you're gonna swipe so fast. So please cut the whole "hi guys" or "hi I'm" or whatever your opening statement is. Just do something else, please.
Yeah. And a lot of creators are successful with repeat patterns. And
100%.
yeah, and just find your repeat pattern.
Hmm.
So I mean,
And that
just
happens
find
with
something that works and keep repeating it in different ways.
Yes, that happens with testing ideas multiple times until you find one that does well and then it's repeatable. And when you're doing these, trying to capture the people in this way, I want you to focus on the personality, the perspective, the connection, and the relatability. So
Hmm.
keep those points in mind when you're trying to create this content that connects the new follower to you because you want to grab the new people. And that's why I'm loving trial reels right now.
Oh,
Again,
me
I don't
too.
know how long trial reels will be around, but it's very helpful if you have that as an option. And it just gets people, because I've had several reels recently going not viral, but for me, very well. And I'm gaining new follows from them. And it's because I'm testing new ideas. And so
Hmm.
now I'm finding a whole bunch of new people that are like me, but I also am seeing where I can, help them kind of understand why they're there so they can continue to stick around or not. And that
Yeah.
also will guide me on should I continue more in this kind of content. So it's a give and
Hmm.
take when you get someone to follow, now you understand, oh, well, that worked. I can keep making more of that. If not, try again.
Yeah. Really, really, really smart because that's where a lot of people mess up. It's where a lot of creators self-sabotage is like completely switching things up instead of looking at what actually is working.
I
So,
agree.
what do we not do after going viral?
Do not delete old content, please, for the
No,
love of
never.
God.
You don't need to. You don't need to.
It is unnecessary. It's a waste of your time and it's just not needed at all. Um, I will say this about having old content that sucks and is horrible. Leave it there because
Yeah.
if a follower decides to follow, they will binge. They will go back. They will see how far and how long and how bad you were.
Uh-huh.
And they will grow to enjoy what you
Yep.
have currently created. So do not delete the old stuff. If you
No.
really, really, really are focused on it, it's bothering you, archive that.
Archive it.
You can
Exactly.
always bring it back after 30 days. It's not going to disappear forever. It's not going to delete. The algorithm doesn't like us deleting things immediately. They think we're a bot. And then they'll
Yeah.
ban our account or shadow ban or whatever. So please don't.
Another thing is don't obsess over losing followers. We are once you get to a certain point, you're going to gain and lose and gain and lose and gain and lose, and that's
Mhm.
just how it is. That's just how it's going to be. And just recently, Instagram did a big bot removal and a bunch of people lost followers, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, my follower count went down." Well, your follower count went down because they were bots and they're
Mhm.
not engaging with your content anyway. So why
Mhm.
would you want them there? It's a number. It's a
It's a vanity figure for
Thank
you.
you.
That's
Yeah,
all it is.
it doesn't matter,
No.
honestly, because it doesn't matter if you have 500 followers or 500,000 followers. Brands will still want to work with you if
Yeah.
if you're consistent and those types of things. So don't worry about the follower count. Literally nobody cares, especially now, especially in 2026. Like you could
I
go over
think,
to TikTok and see people that are just going live that have no content with a million followers.
yeah,
Like
and
it is what it is. So,
I think on the back of stop obsessing over the follower count, please do not begin to become a nasty salesperson. We don't
oh
want that.
gosh.
We
Yeah.
know the Avon ladies out there. We know where to find her. We don't want you
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. The way you're going to connect to people is just by being yourself and then sharing what you do. And
That's why
the
we
other
fell in
thing
love
is
with
stay
you.
consistent. Don't disappear now trying to figure out what to do next.
Hmm. Just keep testing.
You've got to stay consistent.
Yep. Another thing too is to not argue with every person that comments. Um,
Guilty.
You don't have the time. I'll be honest, if you're creating your own content, doing your own market research, studying your own account, and doing all the things that we talk about all the time, you don't have time to go through and make a argument with everyone who's
Right.
disagreeing with you. Um, go and like their comment. Done. Move on.
Right. Move on.
You don't need to feed the hate or feed the negative. Feed the positive. If you find the comment that really is something that you just feel like you have to make a comment on, do it. Go ahead. But I challenge you this, do it as a response. Call it
Yeah,
out
that's what
in
I
a
was going to say.
reply video.
It's way easier to write a comment than it is to reply with a video.
Yeah.
So if you want to reply in a comment, you know, arguing back with somebody, do a video about it. And if you
Please.
can do a video about it, then that's an opinion that you can stand 10 toes down in.
Yep.
If you can't, then you might want to rethink the comment.
Yep. Another thing, do not assume that you have been shadow banned. We have debunked this statement. It is not a
Hmm.
thing. But when the next post performs normally, you're getting 200 views to 1,000 views, whereas the last one got 500,000. The content's different. I'm going to say that
Yeah.
right now. You need to study what you did in that next post. Not that
Yeah.
everything has to always be viral, but you have to at least try to stick with what has worked for a while if you're in that growth phase, right? You're trying to get people to follow. This is the best strategy that we found and learned is
Yeah.
to understand that not every reel before and after the one that has the best views, it's not going to do as well. That's
Yeah.
just because it's a different style of content. And that's where that's your learning skill curve, whatever you call it. That's where that comes in.
Yeah. And don't recreate that same exact video. Study the video and recreate the pattern,
Right.
right?
That's
Recreate
the
the
gold mine.
pattern
Yeah.
800 times, but don't recreate the same exact post or the same exact reel, whatever.
Well
Just
said.
it, it, we have looked at folks that are constantly just doing the exact same thing and like changing the text on screen. And yeah, they're gaining the followers, not a lot, right? They're not
Mm,
because if somebody goes to the account and sees, oh, it's the same thing, I am personally not gonna follow that person. That's why I've seen a lot of creators that used to do that. They're now they've added another pillar in and they're
hmm
trying to be more themselves instead of doing the same thing over. So, anyways,
Love that.
but one viral post is not going to build your entire business. I mean, it'll open the door.
hmm
It'll get people in the door that were already looking for you, but what you do next is going to determine whether or not they stick around.
Exactly. And what is one post that you have had take off unexpectedly? We want to hear about it. I want to go through it with you. If you're interested in chatting with me about it, hit us up on the podcast in the comment below. We are in everywhere you listen to our podcast, the Social Circle
Yeah.
VIP. We are also on Instagram at the Social Circle VIP here. Candace is here on Instagram, just the blended wells, and I'm also there on Instagram at Jen_Radilak. We want to know how your recent reel went. I'm really curious
Yeah.
about this now.
And drop a note. Come on over to our YouTube, watch the video of the pod. Hey. And
Hey.
then and then drop us a comment in there. And those are things that we can use in the show that we could talk about it live on the pod. We can
Yep.
answer your questions. We're here to help you.
Yeah.
We truly want you to succeed faster, cheaper, better than we did. So that's I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we keep showing up. We love our audience and we appreciate you guys so much. And have a great week,
Have a
everybody.
great week, everybody.